Blog Talk Radio. Has anyone ever told you you dream too big, that you have too many ideas, that you need to be realistic? What if there was a career and lifestyle that you could completely design yourself that enables you to do what makes your heart truly sing and helps millions of people benefit from what you have to offer? One that provided you with all the money you need to thrive, not just survive. That is the life of an enlightened entrepreneur. Welcome to the Aha Moments radio show, dedicated to the inspiration, education, and celebration of enlightened entrepreneurs worldwide, with your host, Mariana Cooper, founder of Aha Moments Inc. and AhaMomentsInc.com. Her motto, oh yes, you can have what you want, and you deserve it too. Join us for the next hour and learn to trust your aha moments to lead the way to a passionate and purposeful life. And now here's your host, Mari.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Aha Moments radio show for the inspiration, education, and celebration of enlightened entrepreneurs worldwide. I'm Mari, and happy Tuesday. I don't know if you can tell from my voice, but I'm in a really good mood today. It's raining here in New Jersey, and I've been getting work done, and I was just telling our guest, who is one of my friends, Adoley, that I finally put everything on a whiteboard today, so it's all out of my head, and I feel really nice and open and free. I don't know if you ever let yourself get too jumbled up in your mind, and you write it all down, and I feel nice and open and free. So I'm really excited to be chatting with you guys tonight. You know, this is my favorite hour of the entire week, and today we are going to have a really fun show because we're going to be talking about something completely new. We have not talked about the topic before. I'm really excited. It's called Earthing, and this is a whole new type of healing, and I think it's more of an ancient type of healing based on what I've been reading and hearing about it. It's called Earthing, and we have two experts on tonight, Martin Zucker, who is the author of Earthing, the most important health discovery ever, and Adoley Odunton, who you might know because she is a very popular host of telesummits like me and radio shows and all kinds of things. She's a spiritual teacher and a healer and a speaker and an author, and she's the host of the Wellness Revolution Telesummit Series. So she's very, very popular. I'm sure a lot of you know Adoley. So we're going to bring them on and let them say hi in a little bit after we do our housekeeping. And today we are getting ready. I hate to say it to you guys, but in about 3 days we go into Mercury in retrograde on February 23rd. So now is the time to get your contract signed, if you're going to lease a car or a house or apartment or whatever, you want to do it now. Sign your stuff, get your things launched, because it's a really kind of tough energy to do all that kind of stuff during the next 3 weeks. It'll go until March 17th. So February 23rd to March 17th, we have Mercury in retrograde. We also have a little thing that's in addition to that, which is Saturn in retrograde. So Saturn's a kind of tough energy, but it's both of these energies, when you combine them together, it's really a matter of time for cleaning out, for letting go of things, for taking stock, and for being patient. You know, if things seem like they slow down a little bit or you have some glitches, don't panic or anything like that. It's just heavier energy, so you're just going to have to, sort of move a little bit more deliberately and have a little bit more patience with yourself, and also dot your I's and cross your T's. You want to make sure that you look at everything a few times, that if you're going to have to make any major purchases, you want to make sure you get the insurance. If you're going to buy phones and all that, you really kind of want to avoid buying electronics during this time. But if you have to, you want to make sure that you get your insurance, travel insurance, those types of things. So that's that. We also have Saturn in retrograde, because I know you'll be emailing me, ends on July 8th. That's a 5-month one. So don't worry about it, though. You'll be able to ignore it, but it might feel a little bit heavy when we have both of them going on at the same time. After March 17th, you probably feel pretty good. So it's nothing huge to worry about, but just want to give you a heads up. If things are feeling a little wonky, it's not you. That's what we really need to know. Also, my new website is up. I am so excited. It is so pretty. I have to say so myself. I love it. And it's always nice when you have something that represents your own heart, your own passion. So that's ahamomentsinc.com. You want to definitely please visit and take a look around. And we're going to be adding a lot of new features. We're doing some product testing and all kinds of things. So we're going to be doing a lot of new stuff. And we have our big Telesummit coming up in April. So that's the Aha Moments World Telesummit 2013. I'm really excited about that one too. So you'll be hearing more about that, but I wanted to just let you know, mark your calendars for about April 15th. We're working on the first date, not sure exactly which date, but around April 15th. That's where we're looking. So I think that is it for housekeeping. Oh, one last thing. The teleseries, our Awaken to Your Spirit Within teleseries and our advanced teleseries, the Lightworkers 2, both start next week. So you have just this week to register, and so you can go on the website, and both of the registration links are right there on the homepage. So if you want to take a look at those, I hope you'll join us for one or the other. There's the Awakenings one is for more beginners and kind of all levels, and then of course the Lightworkers 2 is for you advanced folks who want to get a little bit deeper into stuff. So I'm excited about that. That's going to be a very busy week next week. And I think that's it for housekeeping. I said about 6 minutes, and we are about 6 minutes into housekeeping. So now let's get on to earthing, because I was chatting with Adoley, as we often do, and she brought this up to me, and I immediately, I don't know if you guys ever experience this, but you hear a word and it just resonates in your energy. You just feel like, wait a second, that just the word feels right. And as soon as she said that, I said, okay, what? Tell me about this, because I think our community is going to love this for whatever reason. It just felt right. So she started to explain about it, and then she talked to me about Martin, and so I want to welcome them to the show. And we're going to. I don't read a lot of long bios, so I'm going to have them tell you a little bit about themselves. And welcome Adoley and Martin.
Thank you. Well, Mari, thank you very much for having us on the show. We're excited to be here, and looking forward to having a conversation about something that is truly near and dear to my heart, which is earthing.
So tell us, Martin, hi. I want to say hi to you.
Yeah, hi.
There he is. I was just wondering, where is my partner in crime? And here he is.
That I've ever had two guests on the show at the same time.
Well, this is an adventure for you.
This is a real adventure. So if we talk over each other, you guys, a little bit, just bear with me. So why don't we talk a little bit about what earthing actually is? And either one of you can take the stage for that, but what is it and why?
Well, I'm going to let you answer that, Marty. Obviously, I know what it is, but I'm going to let you answer that one, because Martin is the expert. He is the co-author of the book that was written by Clint Ober, who discovered earthing, and Martin and he wrote a very successful book. So I'm going to let him tell us what earthing is.
Thank you, Adoley. I'm happy to talk about earthing. It, like you say, it's something near and dear to our hearts, and it's something that should be near and dear to everybody's heart, because the fact is that the earth right under our feet is magical, and it's magical in a healing sense, and that is that when we make physical contact with the earth, the energy from the earth does wonderful things in our bodies. It stabilizes the electrical systems in our body that really run the show. We are bioelectrical beings, and we live on an electrical planet. And the surface of the earth, it turns out, is teeming. It's alive with very subtle, natural electrical energy. And throughout history, humans have walked barefoot on the earth, or they've walked on the earth with footwear made of animal skins, And the energy from the earth has been transferred from the earth into their bodies through their skin or through the hides, and gone into their bodies, and oblivious to them, stabilized their whole electrical systems, the heart, the muscles, the brain, the nervous system. Everything in the body runs electrically. And this electrical system in our body precedes the biochemistry. So if you fast forward from the past to the present, you realize that we're not in contact with the earth anymore. We live off the ground. We live in high rises. We sleep on elevated beds. We wear shoes that are made of rubber and plastic. They insulate us from that energy of the earth. So the theory behind our book, which is called Earthing, the most important health discovery ever, and there's a question mark at the end, our theory is that because of this disconnect with the earth, this disconnect from an aspect of nature, that we humans are suffering. And if all you have to do is look at health statistics to see just how much we are suffering. Chronic disease is rampant, and we don't know why. We know for sure that we don't eat well, we eat poorly, we eat the wrong kind of foods, we don't get enough physical activity, there's so much stress. All these are very, very important factors in the health equation, and we suggest that an overlooked factor is this connection with the earth. And
the thing is, Mari, earthing is anybody can go outside and get earthed. We can,
right.
If you went outdoors and you lay on the earth or you sat on the earth for half an hour every single day, you would get a beneficial effect in terms of your health. But most of us live lives where that just doesn't come naturally. We don't have the time, or we live in environments where we're not close to the earth. And the beauty of the work that Clint has done, and the work that came out of the book that he and all of the research that he and Martin did, was that they created ways, simple ways, and products that allowed you, when you were indoors all day, like I have been today, sitting at a computer, I could put my foot on a mat and be earthed, be connected to the earth. And Clint's mission in life, literally, is to get the entire planet earthed. That is, those cultures that aren't naturally connected to the land anymore, which is much of contemporary life. So sleeping on an earthing sheet, having an earthing bed, which is the most exciting thing that is going to be available this year, it literally gives you the opportunity to be connected to the ground for hours. And what could be more natural? Sleeping on something that connects you to the earth, which, as Martin has said, literally is sending all these wonderful free electrons into your body and restoring your natural electrical balance. I became a true believer, and I'm really passionate about earthing. I have earthing products in my house. I sleep on an earthing bed. I have a mat when I'm sitting at the computer, and I have the bands if I have a pain, So I incorporated it into my life. But the reason why I became so passionate about it is that I had an autoimmune illness, and I was dealing with chronic inflammation and so much stress in my body that it was really hard to bring the inflammation down. My husband, who had been an athlete when he was younger, had a lot of chronic pain and also insomnia. And I heard David Wolf talking about earthing at a conference, and I was like, I want to read that book. I've got to get it right now. And I got the book, and I literally read it from cover to cover and said, I'm getting one of these products. And within probably about 2 or 3 days of sleeping on that earthing sheet, which is what I had at the time, I noticed that I slept better. My husband's insomnia pretty well disappeared, and his chronic back pain that he had had for years just disappeared. I had my cortisol levels checked, and they came down. And it was amazing that I could have a sheet, I don't know what it cost in those days, maybe $150 or whatever, that could do that for me, which is the price of going to the doctors. And I had spent thousands of dollars going from doctor to doctor to doctor to doctor, trying so many things. And this was something that had an impact right away. And the knowledge had such an impact because I started to look for opportunities to put my hands and my feet in the earth when I had an opportunity. And we all go to the beach and you love playing in the sand, or maybe you lie out on the grass and you feel really good. But suddenly now I understood that there was a power to that and an explanation for why I felt so darn good when I did those things, and I was able to bring it into my everyday life. And that is really why we're so passionate about this, and we're on a mission. You know, my show is about helping people to find low-cost, no-cost, natural solutions in terms of their health and healing, and to put the power back into their hands so that they can reclaim their health and really have the level of health that we all should have in our lives. And earthing is one of the most fabulous ways to bring more health into your life, and I want everybody to know about it. So,
well, you're clearly extraordinarily passionate about it. It's funny that you are saying this because I'm sure people in the audience will agree. I know personally I had a very, very stressful breakup and many years ago, and I remember waking up one day and the room was just spinning, absolutely spinning. I fell into the wall, and I felt like my intuition was telling me, go outside, get outside. So I sort of stumbled through my house. I was running into furniture. The room is spinning. I fall down the stairs. I get out, and I just knew, get to the grass. And I was barefoot. It was the summertime, and I was barefoot. I ran out to my backyard, like falling over, and I put my feet in the grass, and my whole body stabilized. Now, I had no idea what earthing was. I had no idea, but I knew I needed the earth. I knew that I was being guided to get barefoot to the ground. The same thing I would do whenever I needed to release stress. I would go out with my dog, Raphael, my big German Shepherd, would go out for hikes all the time, and I would just lay down on the ground, just lay down flat on the grass, no blanket. You know, I'd wear a hooded sweatshirt or something, but I would lay down on the ground and just feel the pulse of the earth, because I felt like I just felt magnetically drawn to that. So the fact that this all has a name and that I've been doing it for 15 years is very, very cool. So it's very legitimate what you're saying, and I wouldn't be surprised if many people have just sort of naturally experienced this without even realizing that there's a name and a whole movement and products and all that kind of stuff. I think that's really intriguing. So I know we're going to go into a break in about a minute and a half, but I want to give the phone number if people want to call in and ask questions, because in the next segment we're going to talk about what this actually helps and kind of how to actually. I'd like to get some information from you guys on how you can actually. I know you've talked about it helping with diabetes and arthritis and all different types of things, so we can get a little bit more into detail about that. So the number to call in, if you'd like to call in and ask a question, and it's not readings tonight, so if you have a question that's related, it's 347-215-9485. That's 347-215-9485. So when we come back, we will get really into the details of all of this and some more specific ways of how you too can, heal yourself with earthing. I'm loving this. So you're listening to the Aha Moments radio show. I'm Mari, and we'll be right back.
ever get a hunch about something and ignore it, only to find out later you were right after all? Do you know that you're intuitive but need help interpreting what you get? Need quick answers to burning questions but don't have the time to wait for a private reading? Then Mari's Intuitive Living Oracle cards are the tool for you. 45 gorgeous laminated cards and a full book of interpretations come together in a beautiful velvet bag. The cards have been designed and energized to give you the answers right now. No more sleepless nights weighing pros and cons. Ask the cards your questions and see what message your intuition has for you. To learn more and get your deck now, go to the store at www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Intuitive Living cards now. That's the store at ahamomentsinc.com. The answers are truly within your reach. Do you ever get a hunch about something and ignore it, only to find out later you were right after all? Do you know that you're intuitive but need help interpreting what you get? Need quick answers to burning questions but don't have the time to wait for a private reading? Then Mari's Intuitive Living Oracle cards are the tool for you. 45 gorgeous laminated cards and a full book of interpretations come together in a beautiful velvet bag. The cards have been designed and energized to give you the answers right now. No more sleepless nights weighing pros and cons. Ask the cards your questions and see what message your intuition has for you. To learn more and get your deck now, go to the store at www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Intuitive Living cards now. That's the store at ahamomentsinc.com. The answers are truly within your reach.
Are you at a crossroads in your life? Facing big decisions about your life purpose, business, relationships, or other major issues? Are you wondering why you may be delayed in getting what you want? Or if you have special guides who are helping you? Then investing in a private intuitive reading with Mari is just what you need. As a third-generation spiritual intuitive, Mari has worked with thousands of clients over the past 18 years. During your private session, you will learn who your guides are, receive insight on the core issues that need attention, and get new perspective, clarity, and inspiration on what to do next. To register, go to www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Work with Mari tab to get all of the details. There are a limited number of spots each month, so go to www.ahamomentsinc.com for yours now.
Hello, you're listening to the Aha Moments radio show. I'm Mari, and tonight we are talking all about earthing, this amazing, amazing connection to the earth for healing and for feeling better and for clarity and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to continue our conversation with Adoley and Martin about the whole process. Let's talk about what it actually helps. Like, I know that in the stuff you've sent me, you've talked about arthritis and diabetes. Do you have to tell the earth, please heal my diabetes? Like, how does this work?
All right, Martin, do you want to kind of address some of the situations that Earthing has helped with, and some of the stories that have been coming in, and the experiences people have shared over the last, 10 or 11 years, really?
It's when I mentioned earlier about the earth being magic, I wasn't kidding. And you don't have to say heal my arthritis or heal my this or that. It's what happens is that when you make physical contact with the earth, either by being barefoot outdoors or being indoors, as Adoley mentioned a few moments ago, connected to the earth via a wire that is plugged into the ground outlet of any wall outlet in your house or office, and that wire goes to an earthing sheet or a mat indoors. You're connected to the earth. And the energy that flows through that wire, or the energy that's underfoot when you're outside on the ground, that energy comes into your body and it diffuses in your body. And the energy is in terms of a signal, it's frequencies, it's electrons. And what this package of energy does when it comes into your body, and at least this is our theory, is that it restores the body's electrical stability, just as that same energy is used in the electrical world to stabilize electrical systems. All electrical systems in the world use the ground as a stabilization reference, as something that gives solidity to the signal. And so in the same way, it restores the body's electrical systems, because all our cells, all our tissues operate on frequencies, within a range of frequencies. And being in contact with the earth, it turns out, stabilizes that whole electrical system. So when this energy comes flowing up into your body, we know a number of things. We know that it settles your nervous system. Your nervous system goes from a sympathetic, which is stressful mode of operation, towards a parasympathetic, calming mode of operation. The same thing that would happen when you're meditating, or when you're doing yoga, or when you're sitting calmly. So we know that we've measured that, and we know that happens. It also seems to reduce your stress hormones, like cortisol, and so there's another calming effect there. And it also brings into the body trillions or quadrillions, we don't know, we can't measure these things, electrons. And electrons have a negative charge. And in the body, those electrons, those negatively charged electrons, we believe neutralize the positively charged free radicals that are involved in chronic inflammation. And chronic inflammation, as medical science has pointed out, is the cause of many common diseases, such as heart disease, such as diabetes, cancer, autoimmune disorders. They're all inflammation related. And if you can bring in a source of anti-inflammatories by the bucketful, you're going to have an effect on those inflammatory processes. And pain is related to inflammation. So if you can reduce your inflammation, you're going to reduce pain. And this is what we hear about all the time. People, whether they are outdoors barefoot or whether they're indoors on an earthing system, they have less pain. And that pain relief can happen within 15 minutes, 10 minutes, or it can take longer. But people get significant pain relief. I mean, sometimes even dramatic pain relief. And they can sleep better as a result. Much of insomnia is based on pain. People are in pain, they can't sleep. People are stressed, they can't sleep. So you have this effect from earthing, calming, cooling the nervous system. They're going to sleep better. Reducing the pain, they're going to sleep better. So people sleep better, they feel better, they have less pain, and when that happens, they have more energy. So this is why we talk about earthing as being something holistic. It affects the whole body, and you get all these marvelous holistic effects in the body.
There are a couple of other things that I also want to add about earthing, because so many people, we live in a computer society where people are connected to all this electrical equipment. And one of the things that I find is so valuable, as I said, this little earthing mat, which is something that I love to give to people, or to put under your computer and make sure that your hand rests on it, or to have it under your feet. And one of the things that I began to notice, because I do spend a lot of time at the computer, I write at the computer all day, and I have an internet business, so I'm on the computer all the time, was I actually got to a point where I was really becoming conscious of the EMF, the electromagnetic frequencies, and I really am I feel them. I'm aware of them. You know, if I go into a Best Buy, I just literally begin to feel all this energy, and I need to leave it. So I was beginning to notice that with all this equipment on my desk, I was susceptible, and having an earthing mat and being grounded made such a huge difference. So that's a sort of just a simple aspect of our lives that many of us are dealing with all of the time, and it's really helpful in terms of that. The other thing I was saying to Martin, I've been earthed, and I have the sheets, the bed, you know, all of these things. And at a certain point, you just get used to having this level of well-being, and then it's sort of like normal, and you don't think about it.
So you can never go to a hotel again.
Well, interesting that you mentioned this, because I've been traveling quite a bit, and I've been on planes, and I hadn't been taking an earthing mat or a sheet. Why, I honestly don't know, but I didn't. And I noticed I was feeling really drained. And the last time I went to Los Angeles, I decided to take an earthing sheet. I cannot tell you, Maury, and for the entire audience, what a difference it made in terms of jet lag. It was amazing. Jim and I both slept so much better. I had energy. I didn't have that terrible sort of sag of energy when the time change hit me. I had energy to take me through the whole day, and then I slept in a normal sleep cycle. And even if I got up earlier, I had energy. It was amazing, and I came home and I was so excited, and I called Clint Ober, who discovered earthing, and I said, "You won't believe this." And, you know, he laughed at me and said, "You know, you've forgotten." And I had, because I'd gotten used to it. And then I went somewhere where I wasn't earthed, had a reaction, and then I earthed myself again, and I saw the difference. It's, you know, it's just wonderful to have something that is so simple, so natural, and so powerful.
Let me jump in here with a little anecdote I just picked up on somebody's blog yesterday. They were writing about earthing and about jet lag. Okay. And the comment was, "I've flown to and from China every year for 5 years, now including the last 2.5 years. I call China my home. Every time I come back to the States, it takes me about 2 to 3 weeks to get completely over jet lag, and then it would take me 1 to 2 weeks to get over it when I return to China. The time difference is 12 to 13 hours. And he's an erratic sleeper in the first place. And a friend of his told him about the earthing mat, and before he moved back home, he agreed to try it, even though he was skeptical. Surprisingly, he wrote, "I was over jet lag within 3 days. I couldn't believe it, but this is proof that the mat helps people who have a hard time with jet lag." And here's what's happening here: whether you're on an earthing mat indoors or an earthing sheet at night, or whether you're outside on the grass, what you're doing is you're connecting with the electrical frequencies of the earth where you're at. So you're kind of like resynchronizing your body to the Earth's energy where you're at. If you're in China, you're synchronized with the Earth's energy there. If you come to Los Angeles or New York, you're synchronized with the Earth's energy there. Only it takes a while, and that's the jet lag factor. But if you can connect to the Earth as soon after landing as possible, you're going to resynchronize your body with the energy, basically the time that you're at, wherever you're at. So one of the benefits of earthing is indeed reduction of jet lag time.
Okay, so what about, do you have any case studies or stories about people who've actually healed physically from the earthing process?
How many thousand do you want?
why don't we talk about something?
Many.
What about migraines? And that's just something that just came up in my head because I know a lot of people suffer from migraines. Do you know of stories of people having less of that?
Yeah, just remember this, that nothing is 100%, and everybody is different, and one person can have migraines for one reason, and the next person could have it for another reason. So what we like to say is that based on 15 years of observation is that, yes, earthing can be helpful for migraines. How fast it can help you depends on the individual, but people very often get significant relief, and it could be relief in 20 minutes. It could be in terms of less frequency and less intensity, but people I've heard. A number of people have mentioned to me that they've gotten relief from headaches and migraines. And why is that? Because the earthing is bringing that energy into the body, and it's having an effect on less tension in the body. It's having an effect on calming the nervous system. And there's another factor which we haven't talked about here, and that's circulation. Earthing, by bringing that energy into the body, those negatively charged electrons, you're affecting the electrodynamics of red blood cells, and you're making them more negatively charged, the surface of the cells more negatively charged, so they're able to repel each other more. If they have the same charge, that they're able to repel each other more. So instead of having congestion and clumping of red blood cells, there's more distance between them, so they can flow better through the arteries and the veins and the very smaller capillaries, and reach further into the tissues of the body. So they're bringing more oxygen, they're bringing more nutrients into all the far-flung corners of the body, and this improves by improving circulation in this way. You are really helping a lot of things in your body. If you're a diabetic, for instance, it's going to help the circulation into your lower extremities. And diabetic neuropathy is a big problem. People have numbness in the feet. They have damage to the arteries. This is a huge problem. And I'm hearing back from even doctors that's saying they're seeing effects with earthing on their diabetic patients that they never saw before. I mean, another thing that's happening for the diabetics is that their blood sugar is improving. We know that their blood sugar control improves, and sometimes they have to cut down on their medication. But we're seeing significant improvements in terms of feedback from people who have diabetes, and from doctors who are dealing with that situation.
Wow.
And Dr. Sinatra, Dr. Stephen Sinatra, who also he was a co-author on the book, right, Martin?
That's correct.
And
cardiologist.
he's a cardiologist. He's a very renowned cardiologist, and that was one of the reasons why he got interested in earthing, because of the fact that was it something that could help reduce heart disease and help his heart patients. And a lot of testing was done, and indeed the benefits that Martin has talked about were things that they discovered. I wanted to say something about I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and you were talking about diabetics and, the cold in the different extremities, the hands and the feet. And it was very interesting because often people will write in and they'll say things, well, I like to wear socks in bed because my feet and my hands are cold, and, what happens when I have an earthing sheet. And one of the interesting things, because I was talking to a friend who was a diabetic, and that was one of her issues, once she got the earthing sheets, and I said, well, you need to touch a part of your your skin has to touch the sheet for you to get the benefit. And why don't you just try, just for a few days or a week, not wearing the socks? You can have them by your side if you need to put them on, but try not wearing them. And because if you allow yourself to get grounded for a few hours, what I discovered, because I've always had that problem, is actually I no longer needed the socks. And she found that exactly that. Once she stopped wearing them and she allowed her body to regulate, she didn't need to wear them anymore. She didn't suffer from that endless coldness that she would feel in her feet. So the body naturally regulates itself when we give it the opportunity to do.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, you know what? We already got to our second break. So when we come back, we're going to talk about how everybody can start getting involved with, getting the products. And I know you have a big event coming up, so people can get a lot more information on that. So when we come back, we'll give you all that information and get some more stories about how earthing is helping people around the world. So if you'd like to call in, it's 347-215-9485. It's 347-215-9485. I'm Mari. You're listening to the Aha Moments radio show. We'll be right back.
Are you at a crossroads in your life, facing big decisions about your life purpose, business, relationships, or other major issues? Are you wondering why you may be delayed in getting what you want? Or if you have special guides who are helping you? Then investing in a private intuitive reading with Mari is just what you need. As a third-generation spiritual intuitive, Mari has worked with thousands of clients over the past 18 years. During your private session, you will learn who your guides are, receive insight on the core issues that need attention, and get new perspective, clarity, and inspiration on what to do next. To register, go to www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Work with Mari tab to get all of the details. There are a limited number of spots each month, so go to www.ahamomentsinc.com for yours now.
Do you ever get a hunch about something and ignore it, only to find out later you were right after all? Do you know that you're intuitive but need help interpreting what you get? Need quick answers to burning questions but don't have the time to wait for a private reading? Then Mari's Intuitive Living Oracle cards are the tool for you. 45 gorgeous laminated cards and a full book of interpretations come together in a beautiful velvet bag. The cards have been designed and energized to give you the answers right now. No more sleepless nights weighing pros and cons. Ask the cards your questions and see what message your intuition has for you. To learn more and get your deck now, go to the store at www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Intuitive Living cards now. That's the store at ahamomentsinc.com. The answers are truly within your reach.
Step back in time to the very beginning, before life as we know it existed. Stones have been on this earth since before the inception of man. They are keepers of ancient wisdom and messages. Tap into the profound wisdom of stones and let your journey begin at the Rock Girl Sacred Stone School. Let the Rock Girl take you back to those ancient days to learn firsthand the language and the secrets of stones. The Rock Girl will teach you how to develop your very own technique of communicating with them, allowing you to embark on your own path of self-discovery. Courses include Reiki, psychic development, chakra balancing and auric cleansing, hands-on healing, and more. Visit sacredstoneschool.com for classes and workshops taught exclusively by the Rock Girl of therockgirl.com.
We are back. I'm Mari. You're listening to the Aha Moments radio show. Tonight we're talking all about earthing with experts Martin and Adoley. And we are now going to talk about this big event you guys are having so that everybody can get to know a little bit more or a lot more about this earthing process and how it all works and how they can benefit from it. So, Adoley, why don't you let us know?
Absolutely.
About your event.
On Thursday, this Thursday, the 21st, we have a webinar event on earthing called the Earthing Summit, and it will be at 4 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. to give people different options in terms of which show they want to come to. And it is your opportunity to really hear from more of the people who really have been involved with earthing. You will hear from Dr. Christy Weston, who is a chiropractor who has a very successful practice and who has seen and dealt with so many different conditions in her practice, and what happened when she introduced earthing to her patients and they started to being earthed. Now, she's also a scientist and a researcher at the University of Arizona and has been involved in the earthing research. And one of the things about earthing is that when Clint Ober, who will be on the summit, when he discovered this, and he has a really interesting story, when he discovered, which again you'll hear Clint talk about his story, but when he discovered this, he realized that he needed to back it up with science. He wanted to understand, and so many people were skeptical. He was getting amazing results, and they're like, what exactly is this earthing thing? And so one of the things that I love about earthing is that there have been just tremendous research and different experiments done to really quantify and see what the effects that it's having in terms of the human body and so on. So Clint will be on the call. Dr. Stephen Sinatra, the cardiologist, Martin will be on the call, and David Wolf, who was responsible. David Wolf, who is an amazing natural food, raw food, superfood expert who really has been a pioneer in terms of helping people get connected to natural ways of taking care of themselves and their health. He was the one who actually told me about earthing in the first place. So you're going to hear from a lot of individuals who will fill in all the picture for you and also answer your questions. People have a ton of questions about how does it work? How can I live in a high-rise and be earthed? What happens? Can I get electrocuted? And all sorts of amazing questions that I would say Martin has been answering over the years. And so it's an opportunity for people to ask their questions and get answers, and then also to learn about these amazing products and the difference that they make in their lives. And we do have a special webinar-only package. And one of the things about Clint is that he is meticulous about having the highest quality products that are created and out of the most natural raw materials. And actually, the filament that is in the essentially that conducts in the sheets is made of silver, and the sheets are made of cotton. And as you all know, in terms of the price of raw materials, everything is going up, and so you're able to get this particular offer at the old price, but and we also have a nice discount that he has given to the listeners, but it won't be available. And we've put together packages of the products that are the things that everybody tends to want. So that's something that you have. But most important, we want you to get these products because we know the difference it makes in people's lives. And as I said, when I think about what I've spent when I've been on my healing journey in terms of going to practitioners and doctors and getting medication and all of that, for me, the benefits of earthing, spending the price of going to a specialist and the difference it makes is just phenomenal. But more than anything else, we want to get the word out. We want you to get the word out. We want to give you the information, so we have free reports and we have an e-book and giving you information that you can share with people. And regardless of products or anything else, we want you to share the information with other people, because this is truly life-changing. It is one of those things. Penicillin was huge in terms of the impact it had in people's lives all over the world. Having this information is huge in terms of the impact it has on our health in a world where, as we see in so-called civilized societies, the health of the society is getting worse and worse, and this is one way to reclaim your health.
I want to ask a question. Do people have or use earthing for their animals?
Martin?
Oh, sure. It works the same way as it would for human beings. In fact, pets, particularly indoor pets, are drawn to earthing mats and sheets. They'll jump up on the bed and snuggle under the covers just to be in contact with the sheet, because for them, they're picking up something instinctively that they're associating with the earth, and it's just as healing for them as it is for humans. Yeah, dogs, cats, we've had a lot of stories like that.
And what about kids? Like, do they have like crib earthing mats, or is there a certain age where this is better for certain ages over others?
We've had women who are pregnant have told us, and this is totally anecdotal. They've told us they've had very, very smooth pregnancies. They've had strong labor, and that the kids, as early as day one can be on an earthing sheet, and we've had a lot of very good stories. Again, it's all anecdotal, but it works for people of all ages.
Okay, great. That's great. So, what's the link to get to this webinar?
Oh, absolutely. The link to get to the webinar is www.e as in Edward, Z as in zebra.com /Mari Cooper. And you all should know Mari Cooper. So again, that's www.e as in Edward, Z as in zebra.com /Mari Cooper.
Great. So that way that you can get to the webinar. What time is it on Thursday? I know you said there was a few
on
times.
Thursday, it's 4 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. And so
those are Eastern time?
Those are, I'm sorry, yes, how important. Eastern time, yes. That's very important to know. 4 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay, so it's and Eastern time for you guys who are out and about in the world is the New York time on the world clock. So that's great. So it's on 3 times. So it's not going to be a recording that you send out. So you really need to be on.
You need to be on
live.
the call, on the show live. Yes.
Okay. Great. Well, is there anything else that we need to know before we wrap up? I can't believe we got to we're almost at the end of the show. Any other closing points or things that we should really walk away with?
Okay. Well, Martin, I'll let you, and then maybe I'll close it out.
I would just say that I'm sure that some of your listeners will be skeptical about what we've been saying, and for those who are skeptical, we just say, well, go outside, weather permitting, and walk around in your backyard and barefoot, or sit down in a chair and put your bare feet on the ground, and give it a shot. Give it a shot for 15, 20 minutes and see how you felt before and see how you feel after, and you will be surprised at the magic that's in the earth. It's something truly amazing. It's something overlooked. It belongs in the health equation, we feel, just as good food and good water and sunlight and physical activity and joy belong in the health equation. We feel that the reconnecting to the earth belongs in there too. It's an aspect of nature that's missing in many lives, and we think because of that, that's one reason why there is as much illness, chronic illness, as there is today. So you need to do all those good things in order to enjoy health, and connecting with Mother Earth is one of them.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that too. And for me, it's really simple. We're living. We all want to live long, healthy lives, and we're living in a planet where we're bombarded with many things that are impacting and affecting our health, the quality of the food, the kind of stresses that we have in our lives, and I believe that earthing is a wonderful, wonderful way to restore the balance. And I'm always looking for those low-cost, no-cost solutions that really give us back our health, and earthing is one. And it's natural. We can access it naturally, so we encourage you to go outside. We encourage you to go lie on a beach. We encourage you to run and lie on the earth. But many of us can't do that, and if so, there are wonderful, wonderful tools that you can products that you can incorporate into your everyday life that can really make a difference. And how can it get any better than that, really?
Absolutely. So the link one more time. Let's just give the link one more time before we close the show.
It is www.e as in Edward, Z as in zebra.com /Mari Cooper.
And that's MARICOOPER, just so that you know how to spell that.
And times are 4, 8, and 11 p.m. Eastern Time.
Great. Well, thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Martin. Thank you so much, Adoley, for spending some time here with us in the Aha Moments community. I really loved having you. And I really, really, really believe in what you're talking about. I know I've lived it, and I didn't know I was living it. So that's kind of cool when you connect dots in life like that.
Yes, it is.
And good luck with your webinar on Thursday. It sounds amazing. So it's easy.com /Mari Cooper, and this is all about earthing. I just want to say to everybody, we're going to be doing a lot of new things this year on the show and on the blog and on, and Facebook and everything. And I wanted to start to introduce some new topics, that we haven't talked about before. And this was the first of many to come. So this was really exciting. I'm very happy that you guys took the time to come and visit with us. And thank you so much. So, like I end every show, I always say my little motto, which is you truly can have exactly what you want. You absolutely deserve it too. And in this energy, anything is possible. See you next week, everybody. Take care. Good night.
You've been listening to the Aha Moments radio show with your host, Mari. Be sure to visit her blog and website at www.ahamomentsinc.com. That's AHA, moments with an S, inc.com. Also join Mari on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ahamomentsinc and Twitter at twitter.com/ahamoments. We can't wait to see you there.